Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Amongst the less often asked questions that I face every now and then is about our karma, the purpose of life, what is the karmic debt I am carrying, what is the karmic baggage, what is the karma for this life, what am I in this world to do, what is the larger goal that I am in this world for. What should I be doing? Where should I be focusing? So a lot of questions are related to karma, karmic debt, karmic baggage that you are carrying, purva punya and so on. And I've made many videos on karma, karmic debt, karmic baggage that you are carrying connected to your energies and so on. However, an important thing is that if the D9 chart, the Navmansh, is the finest dissemination of various attributes of a life, various manifestations, various pointers, and it is the probabilities given to us more than the possibilities given to us of the Lagna chart, the D1 chart. And if the D9 chart is more about probabilities, those which are more probable to happen, then what does the D9 chart, the Navmansh chart, tell us about our karma, our karmic debt, our karmic baggage? And if the finest dissemination of our career, our relationship, our assets, our material success, our worldly success, our social success, if all of this can be seen at a more finer level through the D9 chart, through the Navmansh chart, can we also see our karma at a finer level? Can we see the karmic baggage at a finer level? Can we see the karmic debt at a finer level? And can we do something about it? Are there pointers through a D9 chart, through a Navmansh chart, of what we need to do, what our larger purpose of our life is, what are our goals, and what do we intend to do in this world, and how do we live our karma, and how do we shed our karmic baggage? How do we give off our karmic debt? So, when we look at the D9 chart is a living testimony of our karma, of our karmic debt also. And many times when we look at it from a material gains perspective, because that's what we first do, it is also important to also look at the karma that we need to live our life by, the karmic debts that we need to give off, and the karmic baggage that we need to shed. So how do we see karma, karmic debt and the karmic baggage through our D9 chart, the Navmansh chart? Firstly, the D1 chart, the Lagna chart, the specific degree that our ascendant lies, at that specific degree, what is the Navamsa of that particular sign which is our ascendant, and based on that Navamsa, that becomes our ascendant in the D9 chart. So the finest dissemination of that exact degree of the exact Navamsa, and that sign which possesses that Navamsa, that becomes the Lagna in the D9 chart, in the Navmansh chart. Now I've already made a video of why are we born in a certain ascendant specifically connected to our D9 chart, to our Navmansh chart, and what does it mean specifically if it's the final dissemination of our lives. So I will give you the link in the comment section below of why we are born in a certain ascendant, what energies are more activated, what energies are reduced to manifest themselves. So I will surely give you a link in the comment section below. Please do see that why you're born in a certain ascendant, especially connected to your D9 chart, your Navmansh chart. So the ascendant is very important. So while you do look at the detailed video, I want to give you a bird's eye view of what your karma is, what your karmic debt is, through some of the different houses that your D9 chart represents, the Navmansh chart represents. What does this mean? So if your Lagna of your D9 chart is the finest manifestation of your D1 chart, your Lagna chart, then it means that the sign that you're born in is the sign which rules the energy of the purpose, the character, the personality, and the larger goals, the larger purpose that your life is to be led by. And that is the energy which will govern a lot of other manifestations, how you think, how you act, where you need to move, which tangent you need to move. So sign energy is also, because of that sign being the natural ruler of a certain house, will also point you towards a certain direction. If it's Virgo in the D9 chart, which house does the Virgo sign rule in the Kal Purush Kundi? It rules the 6th house. So a life of service is automatically donated to us. If it's the Leo sign in the D9 chart, which house does the Leo sign represent in the Kalpurush Kundi, the 5th house, Leo sign and the 5th house. Accountability, leadership, responsibility, standing up for people, living your life by your self-esteem, taking responsibility for your actions and for your karma. That becomes important. If it's the Cancer sign, then at a bird's eye view, it is about nurturing others, taking care of others, empathizing with others, understanding others, and leading a life of trying to give nourishment to others. So all of this is manifested. So you do see that video. That will tell you what is the purpose of life, what is the karma related to the ascendant in your D9 chart, in your Navmansh chart. So if your Lagna in your D9 chart is the finest dissemination of who you are, what your purpose of life is, which direction you need to move, which tangent you need to move towards, then the 7th house, the opposite house, is an automatic dissemination of what your karma is towards others, because the 7th house to the Lagna is all those people who are your karmic connections. These are not your everyday connections, these are your everyday connections, but which are strongly manifested, with whom you have a daily connection and stable connection. It is like working for a boss for 3-4 years. I've already said this in my videos earlier on. It's a relationship, a committed relationship that you get into. It is a business partnership that you are getting into. So anybody with whom you have a long-term connection, maybe a security guard in your building who is working in your building for 3-4 years, the liftman in your office who has been working there for 3-4 years, who you face every day, who presses the button in the lift, asks you, sir, which floor? The office boy who gives you the tea or coffee in your office every day, who has been working there for a long time, not short term 1 to 3 months coming and going relationship. These are longer relationships, at least a few years the connection should last. These all are karmic connections. They have come to us again because of a karmic thread that we are tied to them, and that karmic thread is very, very important. And unless you are true to the karmic thread, you cannot let go of the karmic baggage. And so treating all those people who are longer duration, stable relationships, stable connections in your life, all of them are represented by the 7th house. And that sign energy which rules the 7th house is also the energy with which you need to pay off your karmic debts to them, serve them, connect with them. So if it's the Lagna of the D9 chart is Cancer, the 7th house becomes Capricorn. That means loyalty, commitment, standing by, supporting those people. If it's the Lagna is the Leo sign, then the 7th house is the Aquarius sign, which means your larger social responsibility to society, and then connecting to others with a larger social role, a mass role where you are looking at doing more for society rather than taking. So being true to others and through the sign energies which the 7th house of your D9 chart represents. That is your karma, that is your karmic baggage, that is the karmic thread with which you are tied to all those who are connected to you long term, at least for a few years, as seen through your D9 7th house. Then what is the 5th house in your D9 chart? I have also already given in many videos what your different houses in your D9 chart represent. I will give you a link to that video also in the comment section below, where I am describing what each of the houses in the D9 chart are meaning to you, pointing you towards. So the 5th house in the D9 chart is your Purva Punya. That means which is given to you, the good gains that you are carrying forward, the good luck that you are carrying forward, the good karma that you are carrying forward, and what is given to you as gains in this life, the blessings of your fathers, your forefathers also. So that is the karmic gain that you will have through the 5th house, and the sign of the 5th house will represent the good luck, the gains that will come to you, and the planets in the 5th house will represent where the gains will come from. And the planets in the 5th house in your D9 chart will connect you to which house they rule in the D1 chart, and the gains will maximum come from there. You will be able to get most from there. But if there are malefic planets, which means while there is Purva Punya, to extract the gains from the Purva Punya, the earlier good karma, you will have to showcase your responsibility towards the planets and the houses they rule in your D1 chart. So for example, if Saturn goes into the 5th house in your D9 chart, so gains will come to you, Purva Punya will come to you, good karma will come to you, but through serving, having a servitude attitude, being disciplined, being rule oriented, rule bound, values bound, to whichever houses Saturn also rules in your D1 chart. So if Saturn rules the 10th house in your D1 chart, that means in your career, in your work, in your connections in your work, with your supervisors, with your superiors, with authority figures, you will have to show more loyalty, you will have to be more committed, you will have to be more disciplined, you will have to be more organized. And when you do that, then the Purva Punya will also come to you with larger gains, higher gains. So to get more karma, good karma, to live your life by good karma, also manifesting the planets in the 5th house in the D9 chart is important. And seeing their connections also in the D1 chart, which houses they are, what are the areas of life that they rule. Then the 6th house becomes very important. The 6th house is the Bhrigu Bhav. It is not only the house of serving but also overcoming competition, but also losses to competition, which means unless you are paying off through your service, which the Bhrigu Bhav represents, to be able to overcome challenges, issues, problems in your life will not be easy. That is the karmic debt that you need to pay off, what you need to give to others. So by serving through the sign which the 6th house represents, if there are planets in the 6th house, which houses do they rule? Connected to your D1 chart, you have to manifest there, you have to serve there, you have to give their most. You have to lose also your most there, but you will also win your most there, especially at a karmic level. And that is your karmic debt connected to your 6th house, the karmic service you need to do. The karmic baggage that you are carrying, the karmic load that you are carrying is with the karmic threat to the 7th house. And the good gains, the good Purva Punya that you are carrying is through the 5th house. Whereas the responsibilities for you in your life, how will you carry yourself, what is the purpose of life, all is through the Lagna. Then what is the 9th house about? 9th house is also the highest house of gains, not only in the D1 chart but also in the D9 chart. So in the D9 chart, it gives you the highest probability of success, points you towards success, but also through the higher learning. The biggest karmic gain of your life is through the karmic lessons that you are gaining, through the situation that you face, through the blessings of gurus, through the blessings of fathers, the teaching, the learnings of fathers and gurus, all the senior people in your life, all the situations which will make you wiser, which will make you more learned, more knowledgeable, more experienced. All of that you will get to know, you will get connected through your learning, the situations, and through experiences in life. So the 9th house is given to you to improve your karma, to live by your karma, good karma, but improve your karma also through the learning, through the blessing, through the teachings, through the experiences, through the situation that you go through in life. Then what is the 12th house about? The 12th house is about highest form of spiritual attainment, the highest form of spiritual elevation by giving, by donating. That's why the 12th house is also called the house of losses, because it is the material losses but spiritual gains. That's why the 12th house is called the house of losses, house of waste, but also the house of spirituality, because till you do the material waste, till you shed the material karmic load that you are carrying, you will not be able to attain spirituality, you will not be able to elevate your soul. There is a Urdu couplet by an Urdu poet. His name is Iqbal, Allama Iqbal, which means very learned teacher, and he wrote a couplet, an Urdu couplet in the Urdu language, and he wrote, ए ताहिर लाहौती उस रिस्क से मौत अच्छी जिस रिस्क से आती है परवाज में कोताही, which means that material gains, that food, that nourishment, that worldly nourishment which doesn't allow you to fly high, it is better to die than to get that material gain, those material achievements which do not allow you to elevate yourself to the highest levels. And here the manifestation is the spiritual level, which means till you shed off the material levels, till you shed off the material load that you are carrying, the material baggage that you are carrying, through being more charitable, donation oriented, till you do that, your spiritual elevation will not be possible, your spiritual elevation will not be high, because there is too much baggage of material success, material attainment you are still carrying on your soul, or not ready to share it with others, not ready to give it to of others, because your material gains are not only for you, you are a source by the karma, by the zodiac, to not only give to yourself but to others also. And the biggest spiritual elevation that you attain is by giving off most. because when we go into the grave, we go with our hands empty. When Alexander the Great, the world achiever, the world beater, he said, this is the parable, I don't know how far it is true, he said, when I'm buried, keep my hands outside the grave. So when his generals asked him why, he said, so that people know, in spite of attaining the whole world, when I left with empty hands. So if you want to have the highest spiritual elevation, try and leave with empty hands. Try and leave the most to others, not just to your family, but to those who truly deserve, who are truly those who don't have, who are truly bereaved in the material sense. So friends, this is how you should be looking at those important houses in your D9 chart, whether it's the Lagna, whether it is the 7th house, whether it is the 5th house, whether it is the 6th house, whether it is the 9th house, and whether it is the 12th house. All of these are strongly connected to different threats to your karma, different threats to your karmic debt, different threats to your karmic baggage. Till you understand them very well, the sign energies well, the planets placed in them well, you understand your karma related to these, and you're ready to live a good karma, do good karma, shed off your karmic baggage and give off your karmic debt. Till you do that, the spiritual elevation, the spiritual salvation will be more difficult or will be impossible to come by. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.